The following show contains views and opinions that may not be suitable for all audiences. Audience discretion is advised.
Welcome to Thespian Talk, everybody. I am your host, Gomer the Ranting Thespian, and my co-host with me is the Cat.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
It's actually been quite a while since I've been on.
Yeah, because it's like, what was it? 1 week you had a friend come in from out of town, or at least a friend you hadn't seen in a while, and it was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to get in the way with that. And then you decided to go about as far as you can go 1 week.
Yeah, I was like, hey, do you care if I don't show up this week so I can go to a convention?
Yeah.
And then you were like, sure, I don't care. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah. Which, by the way, those who don't get the joke, it's in Kansas City.
Yeah. It's good times.
Yeah. So how was that convention anyway?
It was really good. It was the first convention I've been to in probably literally years that I didn't go there to work. So it was just sort of like a relaxing weekend for me to go just visit my friends and some family members who all would attend that convention.
Sweet. Oh, but yeah, I've never worked at a con, so I can't say that I've been to a con and been able to relax because no, I did technically work one con, but even then that was kind of eh. But we don't talk about that particular time period. Pammy, excuse me. Oh. So yeah, this particular week, at least for me, been getting stuff done, getting the next Gomer Plays Redo series ready to go. Oh, just gotta get the title cards all put together, and then that should be done and ready to go. Speaking of Let's Plays and the such, I'm gonna go ahead and get my shout out of the way. Fancy Felix, he is a Let's Player on YouTube. Currently, what he has got my eye on is he's been Let's Playing and kind of reviewing old DOS games like the original Duke Nukem, Captain Comic, and games of that sort. And so far, he's been doing pretty well. Admittedly, the first one of his I saw, he was also sick, so his energy wasn't as high. But I watched some of his Duke Nukem video, and his energy picked up considerably. So he's really good. Fancy Felix over on YouTube. Of course, the link will be in the description below. You know, if you're watching this on YouTube's or anywhere else that happens to have the links posted or what have you. And I'm going to assume you don't have a shout-out this week.
That would be correct.
Yeah. Because you hardly ever do. Wow.
Yeah.
And except for those weeks when you surprise me.
And it's usually when I have a convention, then I'm just plugging the convention I'm about to work.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me a couple weeks. I have a convention in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, con season is coming up. And
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Con season's here, bro.
Oh, wait. Not just coming up, it is here. Okay. But, yeah, I just wish I had the money to go to, like, a lot of these conventions. It's just, you know, money's been a pain, really.
That's why I work the conventions.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost nearly as much when you work.
It might be something worth looking into. Maybe with a local one down here. Because I know we have some. I know we have like one or two that go through Tallahassee. I want to say there's one in Panama City at some point, but we'll have to.
It's Florida. There's one for every day of the week.
Yeah, but bear in mind, I'm also up in the taint, the Panhandle, where there's.
Well, that's okay because the conventions in Florida are very specifically like an STD.
Yeah, good point.
They keep cropping up.
They're a little bit like herpes. They just keep coming back. Oh, but yeah. Oh God, I had a thought and then it just went. Bye bye.
That's probably for the best.
Probably.
If you had a thought inspired by us talking about herpes, then it's probably for the best that you don't remember what it was.
Probably. You're probably right on that one. So other things I'm also glad to be able to note is that What the Fuck is like completely updated now, like on iTunes and on the SoundCloud and everything. And I just finished listening to the most recent one where what was it? You guys talked about the lady who cut the baby out of the.
Oh my God! Why did you have to remind me of that?
Well, to be fair, you guys reminded me because Pat and I talked about it last week on the show, and I'm like, oh God, you guys covered it too. I'm so sorry. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you know what? This was the week. Cat was not supposed to be on this week anyway. She's gonna miss that. She's gonna avoid it. And then What the Fuck comes up, and Josh puts it in your face anyway. I'm like, Damn it! Oh, oh, yeah, that was a thing that happened. Uh we do have, surprisingly, we do have an inbox mail note, which, if you want to contribute to that or what have you, Thespian Talk does have its own Tumblr, thespiantalk.tumblr.com. Drop something in the email box if you want to put on the show, you want us to read it out or answer questions or what have you, and we'll read it out. And, the anonymous box is open, so if you don't want to have your name put on it, you don't have to. Um, but this was something that was sent in. I don't know if it's spam or if it's just somebody who wanted to hear this be said on the air, so I'm going to read it anyway. And Anonymous sent in, they built their solar system on our backs, but in their eyes, we're not even human anymore. That sounds kind of really deep.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, I'm feeling like I need to go to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee or something. It's so deep.
Yeah.
So deep.
And it's like, considering all the stuff that's going on in the news nowadays, holy shit, that could be taken in so many ways. Oh shit. Oh God. So I don't think I put it in the actual. I may have. I don't think I put it in the actual articles for this week. But Ted Cruz is running for president, like officially.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, it's like, God damn it, man. Can you just, like, go away? And of course, he is, I think one of his parents was Canadian and the other one is American and everything, so he's kind of, for lack of a better term, a half-breed. For lack of a better term, like I said. So, and of course, he's saying, like, it doesn't matter if one of my parents was Canadian or what have you. But yet, people from his particular part of the political system would not say the same thing about, the president, whose mother was American, and I think his father was, I want to say Kenyan or wherever, but his father was not American or something. And it's like, okay, the overall thing is, where were you born? Were you born in an American state, on American soil of any kind? If the answer is yes, then you are eligible to run for president. Apparently Ted Cruz is, unfortunately. Or at least so we see so far. And I really don't want him to, because the guy is just a fucking dumbass. We do not need him in office. Honestly, we don't need a lot of Republicans in office, but, one step at a time. Goddamn.
I don't even think he'll get the nomination. Like, I honestly think that this is the ongoing saga of the Democrats paying off people in the Republican Party to run so that the Democrats will always win.
Oh God. If that was actually the case, oh my God, the Democrats would be magnificent fucking bastards.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's what I'm thinking, because, like, it doesn't make sense. They keep picking insane people to, like, represent the party, and there's no way these insane people are going to win, because the American populace is dumb, but, like, not that dumb.
No, definitely not. Especially with Ted Cruz, this is something I didn't put in the actual show file, but he's apparently telling courageous Christians it's time to take America back. As though the Christians had America to begin with. No, you may have your religion may be the majority in most states, but that doesn't mean you have America. America belongs to everybody, every citizen. That's who America belongs to. Every citizen, whether you're Christian, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Jewish, or what have you. If you're an American citizen, America is yours. Just like if you are an Irish citizen, Ireland is yours. At least that's how I see it. But I just think it's hilarious because he's like, yeah, we need to take this back and rah, rah, rah. And it's like, dude, shut up. Stop trying.
First off, the Christian majority never lost the country. They've always been the majority. But just because they're not running everything as a Christian state doesn't mean that the Christians have lost power or something like that.
Yeah, but this is kind of guy that's worried about that. He's worried that, oh no, we're going to lose power, and then we're going to be treated the way we've been treating all these other minorities. When the other minorities are probably a lot more benevolent than you. But
he's just one of those people who won't be happy until, like, we've replaced the Constitution with the Bible, but only the stuff out of the Bible he wants.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, by the way, I mentioned that Christians are the majority in most of the states. There are actually 19 states where white Christians are a minority. And by the way, Florida's one of them. So I am in a house full of minorities, technically. Well, religiously speaking. Although religiously speaking, so am I, because I am a white non-Christian. Fancy that. But yeah. And of course the other big thing, which I'm not going to go too in depth in here because I'm saving that for a constructive deconstruction episode. You've heard all the hubbaloo and the bullshit coming out of Indiana lately, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Josh is going to talk about it on What the Fuck as well. Oh, Governor Pence, you are an idiot. Not only are you pushing your religious bullshit on everybody, but you're also fucking up your own goddamn economy because everybody is like, yeah, we're not going to put any money into Indiana. Business owners that have been, stationed in Indiana are like pulling out and they're reconsidering doing things to help the state economy. You're having Gen Con looking at leaving if this doesn't change, or at the very least leaving at the end of their contract if this doesn't change. And Gen Con brings in a shit ton of money.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
It is.
I can't remember. There was something more impressive. It was like some company, some big company, but I can't think of who it was, were pulling their plans to expand and open up like 11 new locations and all the millions of dollars they were going to spend. Like, we're not going to do it now. We don't want to be in this state.
Yeah.
Because we believe in fucking equality, damn it.
Oh, yeah. And shit. Yeah. I hope he just, I think he's been on like Fox News or somewhere else, and he's been talking about it. And I think at one point he's like, well, we need to just find a solution. We need to find a different way. He's like, here's the solution. Repeal the fucking thing. There you go. That's.
It's like, I didn't expect that people would be so against religious freedom. Like, no, you fucking cunt. That's not how it happened.
No, it's not religious freedom. That's the problem. It's you taking away religious freedom from others and taking away.
It's not religious freedom. It's legalized segregation. There's
that too. Yeah, there's the words I'm wanting. It's just no. You fucked it up, Governor Pence, Mikey. No, I can't call him Mikey. I call somebody else on the site Mikey, and that might not look good on him.
Because there's a Mikey that we love who's a Ninja Turtle, therefore.
Yeah, him too. Yeah. So Governor Pence, Penny Boy, there we go. We'll call him Penny Boy. So fuck you, Penny Boy. So our actual regular news this week, we do have a little bit of a mix here and there. And it starts out at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Hello, Miss Nightmare. How are you doing today? Police arrested a Myrtle Beach high school student accused of bringing a knife onto school property, according to a police report. Clayton Douglas Phillips, 18, was arrested and charged with carrying a weapon on school property, Lieutenant Joey Crosby with Myrtle Beach Police said. Officers responded about 12:45 p.m. Thursday to Myrtle Beach High School on the highway there where they met with school officials. Family member saw Phillips put the knife in his shoe before he left for school, police said. The family member told school officials about the knife when she went to the school for a scheduled meeting concerning recent events involving Phillips, according to the report. School personnel asked Phillips if he had anything that he shouldn't have at school, and Phillips denied having anything improper. Which, I'll get to that. School officials asked Phillips to take off his shoe, where they found a knife under the lining of his left sneaker, authorities said. Police said the knife was inside a black sheath and was 2.5 inches long. It's not too big. Phillips said he forgot he had the knife on him and hid it for protection, according to the report. And he is suspended from school pending a hearing next week. And yeah, that's really about it. I know teenagers can be forgetful. I know adults can be forgetful. But how do you forget you put your knife in your shoe that morning? Is that possible? Do you think he really forgot, or did he just?
I don't think he forgot. I just think he probably was counting on the fact that nobody would ask him to take off his shoe, because that's like hiding it in the lining is not like a place. Like most people would keep like their knife in their pocket or maybe in their shoe, but it seems like it was like deliberately concealed.
Yeah. Now he also said hid it for protection, which makes me wonder: is he protecting the knife? Does the school have a bully problem? And if the school has a bully problem where he feels like he has to keep a knife, then there's a much bigger issue that needs to be addressed. But as it stands now, it's like I have to wonder if it could be legitimate. He could have legitimately forgot, you know, put it in there, legitimately forgot he put it there, and it's like, oh no, oh shit, that's right, or he could have been doing like a lot of other teenagers do, lie to keep his ass out of trouble. He could have. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying he could have. That's one of those stories where you just have to wonder. Uh, Anything to add on that one?
I think it just sucks that there are such harsh penalties for carrying a knife to school. Like the zero tolerance policy is pretty harsh. I think at times, because I've known people who got suspended from school because they went camping over the weekend and they left a knife in like the bed of their truck or something, and some parents saw it and then they got expelled. That kind of shit makes me crazy because you can legitimately forget that you have something, and if it's something like a knife, like I carry a knife just in my purse, not for protection, just I use it at work, and I don't think about taking it out. And if it's just part of your routine, I can understand that it's hard not to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hell, back when I was in middle school, I actually had like one of those really teeny pocket knives, like the kind of pocket knives you'd use to whittle like sticks from the ground or something or what have you. And I had it in one of my pockets, and I went to school and pulled it out. I was like, oh shit! And the coach saw it. This was before like zero tolerance was too big of a thing, so he was like, you know what? It's last day of school. You just don't we'll let you slide. I know you're not gonna do anything about it. That yeah. Although with this particular kid, let's see, I think they said he had like some kind of yeah, some recent events involving him. I don't know what those are about, and that's part of why the knife might be such a thing, you know. But there are more questions than there are answers. But as far as zero tolerance, yeah, I've been a proponent kind of against it anyway. So I was like, yeah, ah, hmm. But yeah, we do have more school bullshit to talk about, and we go to Wichita, Kansas. A Wichita woman claims her special needs son was asked to remove his letter jacket at school. The student, Michael Kelly, has Down syndrome and autism. Kelly is not a varsity athlete, but participates in extracurricular activities, extracurricular special needs basketball. Ah. His family bought him a varsity letter like the other kids wear, but recently his mother says he was asked not to wear the jacket. Turns out the letter is an official Wichita East High School varsity letter, and East High says he is not supposed to have that letter. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, we got letters in band, and we're not, marching band wasn't a sport thing. I mean, yeah, we did things at sporting events, but we're music. We got letters, so why can't he have a letter? Because he's doing a sports thing, or does it have to be only one kind of sports thing? Ugh.
Well, I think the objection is that like it's not like the school didn't give the official letters, so they just went out and bought something that had letters on it, and but so like I got varsity letters. Me of all people got varsity letters for scorekeeping. The girls' field hockey team. For like a year. So,
wow.
like, that's how easily my school gave out letters.
Yeah.
But I got them through the official channels. I participated in the official sports programs of my school and was officially given varsity letters for what I feel is in like a total no reason at all.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the objection, is that like he didn't earn them in the eyes of official programs, basically.
Yeah, but here's the thing: extracurricular special needs basketball. Sports inherently are extracurricular anyway, aren't they? So you would think, it's still a thing. Yeah, it may not, your special needs basketball team may not go and compete in district tournaments or anything, but it's still a thing, and it's still he's doing, he's doing athletic stuff, and yeah, let's see, when he was recognized for participating, Michael, Jolanda, his mother, bought a varsity letter and put that letter on the jacket. She was shocked when she says he was asked at school to take the jacket off. Another parent, from what I am told, was upset that my son was wearing his letter jacket. So it's not even the school initiating the thing; it's another parent, probably one of these. Probably some soccer mom or something was like, well, he shouldn't be having that. He doesn't do what my son did. And it's like, what the fuck? Whether it's official or not, if you can buy the letter and put it on there, you should be able to wear it. Let him be proud of it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems unfair to me because this is somebody who is actively participating in sport. Mm-hmm. And even if their program doesn't, I think, why not? Who the fuck is it hurting?
I know it is hurting nobody, unless your school is one of those that you don't want somebody wearing your letter that is not neurotypical. Yeah, I'm willing to bet, because he has Down syndrome and he has autism. Both cases, yeah, you're not very typical, neuro or otherwise. And they probably don't want to be associated with that because they're fucking dicks. I'm willing to bet.
There's probably just some dude bro going, I don't want to have the same letter as some retard.
Basically. Just really, come on, guys. I mean, it's a fucking letter. Let the kid wear the letter.
Not only is it just a letter, it's fucking high school, man. Grow up. Like, high school means very little in the long run.
Yeah.
How you do in high school sports, unless you are getting a professional job, does not mean anything.
Pretty much. It's like, oh wow, you can throw a ball around, you can run into people, you can dribble a basketball like 5 miles an hour. Who knows? Who cares? Can you, what can you do? What else can you do? I can throw a 3-pointer. Okay, you're not playing professional sports. What can you do? I could bag groceries. I could stock shelves. Well, there you go. Well, hey, stereotypes exist for a reason. So yeah, let the kid, just let him wear the jacket. Let him wear it.
And you'd think most people would be understanding of, like, okay, this kid has special needs. He didn't earn this in the same way these other kids did. But again, it's not hurting anybody. So just let him do it.
Yeah.
Like, most people are willing to make concessions for this sort of thing. Just go, you know what? It's fine. It's all fine. Even if it's just out of pity or, something like that. Usually most people are understanding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, and from what else I'm reading here too is he's not just, he's actually doing all right. He is earning that letter. He's not just having it just because he says, "Oh, I played basketball. Yay, I get a letter." No, he's like, "I played basketball and I'm kicking ass," from what I'm gathering. So he fucking earned it. So, yeah. So let's head over to Oglesby, Illinois. Yes. Authorities say a man who broke both of his legs in a fall from a canyon ledge in Starved Rock State Park could face charges. Illinois Conservation Police Sergeant Robert Frazier tells the LaSalle News-Tribune that 18-year-old Christopher J. Stewart of Aurora climbed over a wooden railing, stepped off a walkway, and jumped onto a rim along Wildcat Canyon on Friday. Frazier says Stewart walked to the top of a waterfall and reportedly fell while trying to break ice at the top of the falls. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I'm questioning the motives of this person because from everything it started with, I kind of thought he was trying to kill himself.
Yeah, it's like, I hope not. The assistant chief, Ed Rogers, of the Utica Fire Protection District says Stewart was airlifted to a Peoria hospital, and Frazier says Stewart was with 2 men older than 21 who were highly intoxicated. A 19-year-old Aurora woman with the group was charged with marijuana possession. Because we just have to,
sense.
Because we have to randomly throw that in there. I don't know why. So alcohol might have been a factor in this. But one reason I put this in here is that they're charging him. Yeah, okay, he shouldn't have done it. and he should get in some kind of trouble. He should face the consequences of his actions. But breaking both of your legs and having to be airlifted to the hospital, isn't that consequence enough in this case?
Well, what is he being charged with?
Let's see.
Because if it's just like trespassing or something, that's not so bad.
Yeah, not really. But yeah, it's just I honestly think, you know what? If I was a cop in this case, or anybody in authority in this case, I would say, you know what? Okay, he did this, and then he ended up breaking both of his legs. You know what? Here's your penalty. Fucking hospital bills. There you go. That's your penalty right there.
What if his insurance covered it all? Well, it's insurance company, so it probably wouldn't, but still.
Yeah. Well, in that case, if it was covered, then, well, you know what? He lives with the fact that he broke both of his legs, and hopefully he learned a really good goddamn lesson. Because if you break both of your legs doing it one time, okay, lesson learned. Hopefully. If you go back and try it again after breaking both of your legs, then you're a dumbass. And
you just deserve it.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. It's one of those things, it's like, yeah, again, the consequences, legs broken. There you go. And he's humiliated because it's all over the internet. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Captain Dumbass.
Yes. You get made fun of on shows like this. Oh. So we go out west to California, where Nestle is apparently, worsening the drought out there.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
Yeah. But this has nothing to do with Nestle, but it has to do with swatting. Because apparently that's an actual thing. With some people, apparently. As far as I know. And if this turns out to be a hoax later on, I'm going to kick somebody in the balls. A 13-year-old Southern California boy has confessed to 3 different swattings, one in which he threatened to blow up a house with hostages in a suburban neighborhood, police said Friday. The Camarillo incident, there were 20-plus officers there. That really poorly worded sentence. I was at that call. We basically surrounded the house. The caller reported there were 10 hostages in the house and demanded $30,000 in cash or he would blow up the house, Detective Gene Martinez of the Ventura County Sheriff's Department said in a telephone interview. Whenever there is a hostage situation, we activate specialized units to respond. Okay, I've got this image now of like machine people that, okay, we have a hostage situation, turn on the hostage negotiator. Click. Boy has been released to the custody of his parents pending a juvenile court hearing scheduled next month. Because of his age, his name was not released, and he is likely to get a probation term as punishment. Probation for swatting. For those who don't know what swatting is, it's basically guy, doxes you or what have you, and uses that information to send the SWAT team after you. Usually in cases of whiny little shits like this guy here, who probably was losing a little too much at Call of Duty. Yeah. Okay, so the January swattings included 2 in Ventura County, just north of Los Angeles, and one of a rival Minecraft gamer in Ocean City, New Jersey.
Oh my god.
Minecraft?
Who loses their shit that much over fucking Minecraft?
I was like, what the fuck? Okay, I admit, most of my Minecraft experience has been single player. I don't do multiplayer much, mainly because I don't want to get on a server, and I am a bit of a wuss when it comes to fighting the monsters in the game because of fucking creepers. But, with that said, Minecraft, it's not that big of a thing. You don't need to lose your shit over it, okay? I mean, if you have griefers, guess what you do? You talk to the administrator, and the administrator bans him. If the administrator is having a problem with it, then you pack up your shit, you go somewhere else. Yeah, you'll have to rebuild, but hey, it's Minecraft. There are ways to do that relatively easily. Yeah. He did admit to the incidents, the detective said, and he felt he was wronged. The IP address that the VoIP calls originated from in the New Jersey incident was traced to the boy's Camarillo, California residence. Got traced. He was backtraced. There, the authorities found phone spoofing software on a computer. The boy is the second teen arrested in as many months. A 19-year-old Las Vegas teen, Brandon Wilson, was arrested last month in connection to a July swatting incident in suburban Chicago. Swatting has seemingly become a national phenomenon in the world of online harassment, with gamers calling police and claiming heinous crimes are underway. Calls usually prompt armed SWAT teams to arrive on the scene. Often the emergency call appears to be coming from the innocent target's address. Whatever happened to just pizza bombing people? I mean, seriously.
The good old days.
Yeah. I mean, you don't like somebody, you send them a pizza with anchovies and tell them you'll collect on delivery. You know, the worst that's going to happen is the driver's going to have to go back. He loses a little bit. He's going to be a little frustrated. But you know what? He's not going to be frustrated at the person that you sent him to pizza bomb. He's going to be frustrated at the person who placed the goddamn order. Especially when he finds out that the person there at that house did not order the damn pizza. So, yeah, that's about the worst that's going to happen. And of course, obviously, he had to dox them, otherwise he couldn't get their addresses or any other kind of information. So we have that as well. And it's like, it's people like this and other similar mindseted people that you have people. You know, in the past few years, people have been looking at video games as an art form. And I agree with that. Video games, in and of themselves, are art forms. They're very interactive art forms, but they are art forms. But with people like this, people are starting to look at that the way they used to again, as like, oh, this is something for juvenile, immature motherfuckers out there who don't deserve any kind of major scrutiny. Is like, it's basically you're not helping, kid. You are not helping.
It's propagating the idea that video games are associated with violence and illegal activity. It's bad for everybody.
Yeah, we don't want any more Jack Thompsons running around, okay? We don't want that.
But this is really, it's such an interesting thing because this is generally coming from young people and not like, there are, I don't hear incidences of like 30-year-old gamers doing this stuff. It's young people who are really like too smart for their own good, who know how to get around this sort of thing and who know how to get information. And they're too, I don't want to say they're too young, but they're too entitled by the internet to have a real sense of consequence. Because the idea of the internet is that everything is anonymous and you can get away with anything because it's not in person, so it's not real. And when you have that mindset, there aren't tangible consequences. So they think they can get away with stuff and then are, baffled when it comes back and they get arrested.
Yeah.
Like, no, you committed a crime. You did something terrible and now you have to pay for it. Don't be surprised when you have potentially put somebody's life in danger, you fucking moron.
Exactly. Just the fuck, kids. Kids, here you go. Okay, you get upset at somebody game. Like I said, if it's a Minecraft thing, somebody's scraping your shit all over the place and nobody else is doing anything, just leave. Go somewhere else, If the servers, if the server person, admin, is that shitty of a server admin, then nobody's going to want to go there anyway, and he's going to be there as just a lonely sad fuck. And, that's going to be his consequence there. I think one of the things, when it comes to, people not realizing, especially kids not realizing that things on the internet, actually have real world consequences, is the fact is, I think I could sum it up in about one term, and that term is IRL, in real life. Because for years, I don't talk about it often, but for years I have thought, the term IRL, when talking about stuff that happens off the internet, that happens face to face in meat space, that's kind of just, very inaccurate. Because yes, you are talking to somebody on a computer screen, you're not face to face with them, but that is still a real person on the other end there. Those are still real people. It's like, Kat and I are talking through Skype. She is still a real person, and I am still a real person. But we're not face-to-face. We're talking through Skype. We're talking through the internet. If I say something extremely heinous and sexist and just totally scary and scares the shit out of her, I don't know how she's going to react, but it's still going to be a real reaction because of whatever it is I said, and vice versa. So this whole IRL thing, I think that's part of the problem. with these kids. So for my part, I steer away from saying like IRL this. I say in person or face to face or even meet space. That also works. Those are better. That's better terminology to use when you're talking about stuff that is not being done online. Because online, yes, it is electronic, it is digital, but it is still real life. The only time you should use IRL is if you're in character, and that's the only time I personally accept it. Not for your everyday usage, basically. That needed to come out.
And scene.
Yes, very much so. Do you have anything to add, or even wherever? You have anything?
It's just sad where we long for the days of just stupid 12-year-olds saying inappropriate, disproportionately bad words and talking shit about your mother, and that was the worst that you could get out of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, this is escalation of already extremely stupid and negative behavior, and honestly, I don't know that it's going to get any better as time goes on, because we have entered an age of entitlement, and until something snaps into place, like, I don't know what could stop that.
Yeah. Oh, God. Speaking of stupid, a Republican congressman is the target of an online backlash after claiming that Americans are not entitled to freedom from religion. And everybody who's listening is already thinking, okay, where is this guy? Can we fuck him? Last week, Representative Sam Johnson, a Republican from Texas, naturally, introduced a bill called the Preserve and Protect God and Military Oaths Act of 2015. Holy shit, that's a mouthful. That would enforce cadets at the Air Force's Academy to say "So help me God" during their oath. Force cadets to say it, by the way. You know, that the whole freedom of religion thing that the military, is supposed to fight for, that doesn't matter, because everybody should say "So help me God," even if they don't believe in God. Our Constitution's very first amendment protects every individual's freedom of religion, but our servicemen and women who protect our country with their lives are seeing that freedom under fire, he said in a statement. Let me be clear. Americans have the freedom of religion, but not freedom from religion. Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
I'm not sure you understand why our country became a thing, but you've pretty much nailed it on the head there, buddy.
Yeah. See, it's bullshit like yours is why we left England. Yeah, and even then, so help me God. Even from a religious standpoint, that's not going to hold water, because guess what? Not everybody's going to believe in your God. There's going to be Muslims in your military. There's going to be Jewish people in your military. There's going to be people who do not believe in your God. There's going to be somebody who's going to be praying to Shiva in your military. Just, so to say "So help me God" is like, wait, I don't believe in God. I believe in Shiva.
You'd rather have people take a false oath than just to placate your religious juju? Like, what? How does that even work?
Yeah. It's another example of when these Republican GOPers, they get up there and they talk about freedom of religion. They don't mean freedom for all religion. They mean freedom for Christianity. And it's those kind of people that I just want to just pick up and just toss into the ocean. Just throw them in the ocean. Get out of here.
We don't need that kind of oceanic pollution. There's already enough.
Yeah, well,
throw
true.
them into a volcano.
Okay, there we go.
Placate the real gods.
There you go. Yay! Placate the volcano gods. Oh, but there is more. Mikey Weinstein of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation told the Colorado Springs Independent that Johnson should be tried for treason and sedition for proposing such a bill. By the way, vets are fighting back. Well, soldiers and vets. Yeah, well. The astounding ignorance and bigotry displayed by his brazen presentation of this proposed wretched sectarian legislation is literally mind-ripping, Weinstein said. Not only does a viciously savage United States constitutional religious protections afforded all American citizens, including members of the U.S. military, it also provides an unparalleled bonanza of propaganda for our fundamentalist Islamic enemies such as ISIS, the Taliban, and Al-Qaeda. In other words, you're giving them reasons to hate us.
No shit.
That's what, those groups, they're terrorist motherfuckers, but we don't need to give them any other reason to not like us. They don't need any more.
We need to be the better man, basically.
Yeah. And there's one I actually want to pull out because the Digital Journal noted that the comment section of Johnson's website has been steadily accumulating angry remarks. And this one from Mike Pekarek. He says, I've taken the oath 4 times. I've never mentioned any God because I am an atheist who is a patriot. This fight you cannot be allowed to win for both for my sake and for my Christian brothers in arms. America cannot have a religious armed forces. Exactly. And you know what? This guy, this Sam Johnson.
Peckerwood jackass.
Yeah. He's probably the kind of guy who had said that people like me and anybody else who is not, who is atheist or agnostic or both, we can't be patriots because we don't believe in God. Fuck you. I can be a patriot if I want to. It's just not your kind of patriotism, sir. And we have more religious, quote unquote, freedom bullshit, by the way. So
it never ends.
No, it never does. And it won't end until we scrap things and start over. I think that's what we should do. Just scrap everything, start over. But until then, Georgia lawmakers, God damn it, Georgia, you're right next door to me. Fuck you. But Georgia lawmakers have been quickly advancing their own version of a Religious Freedom Restoration Act, a bill similar to the pro-discrimination legislation that became law in Indiana. God damn it.
Because that worked out so well for Indiana.
Yeah, SB 129 has already passed the Georgia Senate, having advanced through votes while Democrats were in the bathroom. What the fuck?
Wait,
Seriously?
Did all the Democrats go to the bathroom at once? Did they have to go use the Democrat bathroom?
I don't... Well, you know what? This being Georgia, they might have. I don't know. But it also doesn't say all Democrats, so it could be just enough of them to where it could pass without a lot of them there. There can't be, Oh, just really? You couldn't wait until everybody comes back. No, we need to push this through. But it came to a screeching halt in a House committee on Thursday, thankfully. As in Indiana, proponents of Georgia's bill have tried to argue that it has nothing to do with discrimination bullshit. Representative Mike Jacobs, an LGBT-friendly Republican, decided to test this theory by introducing an amendment that would not allow claims of religious liberty to be used to circumvent state and local non-discrimination protections. Supporters of the bill, like Representative Barry Fleming, countered that the amendment will gut the bill. Nevertheless, the House Judiciary Committee approved the amendment with a 9-8 vote, 3 Republicans joining Democrats in supporting it. I think I like this guy. Oh, if only somebody in Indiana had done that. Oh, damn. Oh. Fleming moved to table the amended bill, a motion that passed with 16 votes, making it doubtful the bill will proceed before the legislative session ends. With an exception for non-discrimination protections, the religious liberty bill is likely dead. Before the vote, the bill sponsored, Senator Josh McCoon, very unfortunate name considering where you're from, joined the hearing to similarly argue against making an exception for non-discrimination protections. He claimed that the bill's religious liberty protections would no longer be uniform across the state, adding that amendment would completely undercut the purpose of the bill. Representative Roger Bruce pressed McCoon, "That tells me that the purpose of the bill is to discriminate." Without further explanation, he countered, "It couldn't be further from the truth. No, sir." Yeah, so this guy, this Mike Jacobs, I have to give him an applause.
Well
because
done, sir. Well done.
Yes! You are awesome, and I want to subscribe to your newsletter. Because he is right. This kind of a bill, and the bill that passed in Indiana, is basically saying, yeah, you know what, if you have a deeply held religious belief, whatever that happens to be, you can discriminate against somebody. It could be against my deeply held religious belief that I don't serve any women smaller than a D cup. So, but you know what? That would still be discrimination. It really would. So, and that's the kind of thing. Yes, I went for the sexually absurd, but that's how I roll. And of course, we also know the real the implications behind such a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if in Indiana businesses, yes, some of them, I would say a lot of them are vocal about, hey, no, this is bullshit, this whole thing. But I'm willing to bet that some of the more local ones that are like the mom and pops or whatever that are in the rural areas, they're like, all right, so I don't have to let those damn Negroes in here anymore, do I? So there's a little bit of both there in Indiana. But although I am happy to say that among the people that are speaking out against Penny Boy's bill there includes the mayor of Indianapolis. So it's like, Penny Boy, you live in the city where the mayor is not happy with you. He could raise your fucking taxes if he wanted to, I think. Oh, so yeah, Penny Boy is not a smart man. Which is probably why he's in power, because he can't do anything else. So our next one, I don't think we've talked about Monsanto a lot on this show, but this is going to be one of those times. A controversial lobbyist who claimed that the chemical in Monsanto's Roundup weed killer was safe for humans refused to drink his own words when a French television journalist offered him a glass. In a preview of an upcoming documentary on French TV, Dr. Patrick Moore tells a Canal Plus interviewer that glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup herbicide, was not increasing the rate of cancer in Argentina. You could drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you, Moore insists. Would you want to drink some, the interviewer asks. We have some here. I'd be happy to, actually, Moore replies, adding, well, not really, but I know it wouldn't hurt me. If you say so, I have some, the interviewer presses. I'm not stupid, Moore declares. So it's dangerous, the interviewer concludes. But Moore claims that Roundup is so safe that people try to commit suicide by drinking it, and they fail regularly. Tell the truth, it's dangerous, the interviewer says. It's not dangerous to humans, Moore remarks. No, it's not. So are you ready to drink one glass? The interviewer continues to press. No, I'm not an idiot, Moore says defiantly. Interview me about golden rice. That's what I'm talking about. At that point, Moore declares that the interview is finished. Oh, but not without another quip from the interviewer. That's a good way to solve things. So basically, he's going on and saying this Roundup weed killer, yeah, it's fine for humans or what have you. You can drink a whole quart. And the interviewer is calling his bluff, and it is glorious. I think it's glorious. What do you think?
It's a beautiful thing.
It
I
is.
mean, we see this kind of thing a lot, where just like people are hoisted by their own petard.
Mm-hmm. Just holy shit! I love this. This is just it's just but yeah, and oh god, just I think I have to move on because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to sound like I'm masturbating, but I'm not, and we don't need that. So oh god, we did bring up Ted Cruz earlier, and we do have a news story with him in it. Although it's not as big as him, running for president and being a fucking hypocrite. Leaving no political stone unturned, newly declared presidential candidate Senator Ted Cruz from Texas had a very particular answer on Tuesday when asked about his taste in music. Music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Music is interesting, he said on CBS this morning. I grew up listening to classic rock, and I'll tell you sort of an odd story. My music changed on 9/11, he said, followed by a pause. 9/11 changed a lot of things. It changed. I'm not even going to go into how much it changed. But somehow I don't think his taste in music changed like that. I just don't. I mean, it's just I don't think that happens. Unless he was like one of the people like at ground zero watching the thing happen and barely surviving and like the music was like all rock playing, and that gives him some kind of trauma, I don't think his taste in music changed that quickly. But he goes on. I actually intellectually find this very curious, but on 9/11, I didn't how like rock music responded, the senator went on, and country music collectively, the way they responded, it resonated with me, except for the Dixie Chicks who, criticized George W. Bush. Cruz just did not specify which rock artist responded to the September 11th, 2001 terror attacks in a way that led him to switch genres, but he repeated that he's been firmly country ever since. I had an emotional reaction that said, these are my people. So ever since 2001, I listen to country music. These are my people. Okay, sure. Yeah, sure, Ted. Sure, whatever. Because, I don't know why he felt the need to bring up his taste in music. It's like, really? There are Republicans that are rockers, right? There are Republicans that listen to classic rock. They listen to current rock. They're basically, genre knows no political bounds. You dumbass.
Because it really sounds like he's trying to appeal to future Republican voters, potential voters for himself, by playing on the stereotype that people who like country music and presumably drive trucks and have like dogs, and their ex left them and took the dog and the truck and et cetera, like that all the people who are Republicans like country music.
Wow. My mother
fulfilling that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it's like no, dude, no. Just Cruz, shut up. Just shut up. Go back to the hole from which you crawled out of. Go to Canada. I don't care. Well, I don't even think Canadians want him now. He's kind of like the political Justin Bieber. Nobody wants him.
Nobody wants him.
No. So he's
nobody wants to take responsibility for this nightmare.
No, which I kind of can't blame anybody. So last story, we're ending on a little bit of a higher note, or at least a funnier note. It started as an incident involving oil and satellite dishes. Then a man took his pants off and tried to bite a state trooper, according to state police in Lycans. Troopers were called to a home on the 500 block of Derry Road in Lycans Township on Monday after receiving a report of a man pouring oil on multiple properties and satellite dishes, according to a news release from state police. What kind of oil? I don't know. I'm going to assume motor oil. The release does not indicate what time the incident occurred. When they arrived, troopers encountered Daniel Lee Troutman, 63 of Lycans, and he responded to the troopers by removing his clothing below the waist, and it took 2 troopers to place him in handcuffs, according to police. Even in the handcuffs, Troutman wasn't done causing trouble, police said. After being placed in handcuffs, he resisted the efforts of the troopers to put his pants back on. Upon removing the accused from the residence, he lunged at a trooper in an attempt to bite the trooper in the right arm. He has been charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, resisting arrest, and harassment. How much was he drinking? I want to know. How much was he drinking, do you think? Like did he drink one bottle? Well, I would say 1 bottle of lambic, but that's not alcoholic enough to get anybody drunk, mostly. Did he have
maybe a bottle of tequila?
Yeah. Did he have 1 bottle of tequila, or did he have that and chase it with some Jack Daniels? Because if that's the case, then, well, number one, motherfucker, how the fuck you alive? And number 2, that would explain so fucking much. Oil on the satellite dishes, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty erratic behavior. So drunk, maybe like mentally disorder, something like that's crazy.
It is, and it's just, and then of course you get busted by the cops. Most people, I would think most people, no matter what your race is, you're not going to be too I want to say flamboyant, but I don't think that's the word I need. You're basically going to be a little bit more subdued when dealing with the cops because, hey, with the way the cops act in this country, you never know. You could flick your pinky a little too fast, and one of them will tase your ass. You never know. So of course you're going to be a little bit more subdued. This guy, no, he's like, you know what? I'm going to take a bite out of crime. Arr.
Maybe he just got like screwed over by a satellite company, so he was like, "Fuck it! If I can't have good satellite, nobody can." And then he realized that he was about to get caught, so he just is like trying to play it up so he can plead insanity.
You know what? If that ends up being the case, that would be very, very magnificent. I think that would be kind of awesome if he did that. If that was his whole reasoning, play like I'm insane. Yeah, I was insane. Insanity. I plead not guilty by issue of insanity. Well, all right. If that actually was a thing and that actually worked, holy shit.
Be like, he's just going around like, "Fuck you, DirecTV. Oh shit, the cops. Take my pants off."
Yeah, I think. Oh, what was it? I think it was on like one of the more recent What the Fucks, where it's like the guy was like going around it like just pooping someplace or something.
Shitting on cars.
It's like that's another case. Like, why? Why would you do that? I mean, I can understand if it's like a specific car, like you're pissed off over your ex, so you piss on her car, or you shit on her car. I wouldn't recommend it, so don't do that. But that's a little bit more understandable than just doing it random willy nilly. At least you can get a handle on the motivation if you do it to an ex. Doesn't make it good, doesn't make it right though. Oh lordy. So, do you have anything else to add?
Not really.
No. Okay, so with that is our last news story, and thus in the end of our show. Oh lordy. This week it's been an interesting week, and next week, oh lordy, April is coming up. We're gonna have April 1st coming up, and of course everybody on Tumblr is like, don't post screamers, and I understand that. Because there are people that would legitimately probably freak out, have a heart attack, and and other horrible things if you had a screamer. But it's like, I don't know, Rickrolling. I would Rickroll somebody first, I think, or something or some variant thereof. But yeah, but anyway, so April Fool's Day is coming up. Yay! Wonder how it's gonna be around here. We got 4 kids around here. Oh well. I might see if I can play a little trick on them. Nothing horrible. I promise. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get out of here. Kat, if we wanted to find you on the social media, where could we find you?
Oh, man. This is getting harder and harder every week, I swear. You can find me over on the show What the Fuck over on 1201 Beyond. Sorry. I'm so used to doing this show, like plugging this show. And then you can find me over on my other show, Nerd to the Third Power, over on Channel Awesome and This Week in Geek, and we're on iTunes. And then you can find me on the social medias at Twitter at LabyrinthCat and Facebook.com/NerdistCat.
Yes! And I also want to also note, because I don't think anybody really notes it, but What the Fuck is also on iTunes. If you're an iTunes listener, you can look them up on iTunes as well. As for me personally, you can find me on the social medias at Gomer21XX on the Twitters and the Tumblrs. You can also find my Facebook fan page, Gomer the Ranting Thespian, on Facebook. Check it out. You like it. And let's see, what else? I also have stuff on rtgomer.com and nerdvice.com, of course, including other podcasts, gameplay videos, video reviews, which I'm kind of starting to wind down a little bit on those, simply because it's just, the motivation isn't there, which means if you follow me on Patreon and everything, you'll have already heard of it by now. But for those of you who follow me on Patreon, that's going to be going away after the last 2 I've got set up to go and set in stone for doing. But once those are gone, then the reviews are kind of dwindle away a bit. And speaking of Patreon, like it's gonna say also in the bumper, patreon.com/Gomer21XX. If you like it, toss some money over here. That would be great. Especially since my microphone, as I mentioned last week, my main mic is just went the way of the dodo, and I'm having to use my backup mic, so I really need a new mic. And the way you can help with that is by just contributing to Patreon, and you get all that information over there. And I believe that is about it for me. Oh, And don't forget the Thespian Talk Tumblr, thespiantalk.tumblr.com, if you want to send in things to the show. That way we'll read it. We'll read it on the air. Like I said, the thing earlier, the solar system on our backs thing, hey, that was sent in by a random anonymous. If we read it anyway. So we will read it on the air unless you ask us not to. So with that, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you next time. And until then, this is Gomer the Ranting Thespian with the cat, signing off.
Thespian Talk is an RT Gomer Productions presentation. Our show's theme is Kick Shock by Kevin MacLeod. Find out more at incompetech.com. If you like this show and want to help support future episodes, head over to patreon.com/Gomer21XX. For a contribution as little as $1 per production, you can get early access to all future productions, as well as monthly Patreon-only vlogs and announcements. Our show's artwork was produced by the talented Becky Hopkins, who can be commissioned by going to patreon.com/BeckyHop. Check us out on iTunes or visit rtgomer.com for more great shows.